You clicked on this video because you want to work in this very lucrative industry, but maybe you have a little trouble with your background. Hi, my name is Akey, and in today's video, we talked to a past inmate who had a very troublesome background with the law, but today they are a very successful claims adjuster. My name is Akey. If I can help you make money in this very lucrative industry, would you let me? But first, tales from the field. Guys, we're going to get to that video in just a second, but what I want to do is just let you know that the background situation will come up. So if you have a past, it's best to be upfront about it. Now, the truth is, you'll never know if they will accept you or not until you start the process. My recommendation is don't worry about it. Get the licensing, go through the process. It's better to try and then find out from the state whether or not you make it. I can't tell you. People ask me all the time, but I don't know the answer. I'm not the state. I work as a claims adjuster. I don't work in the background. I don't work doing the backgrounds. So the only way to find out is to get in there. Now, question, have I helped people with criminal backgrounds get their license? Yes, it can happen, and there's a way to go about it. Some of that is covered in this video, but truly you'll probably need one more than just a quick video that's going to tell you what happened to this gentleman. What you need is some true advice, probably a lawyer to maybe help you, or you can always talk to us. There is contact information in the description, so if you like anything that I'm saying, be sure to share with somebody who has a bad background. That way they can work in this very lucrative industry. Let's get to the video. Hi everybody, my name is Akey and I am a claims adjuster. If I can help you make money in this very lucrative industry, would you let me? Today we have Akey Ahiem. He is a claims adjuster with Metro Public Adjustment, and I brought him on here to really give value to people who may be struggling with becoming a claims adjuster. Maybe it's their background, or maybe they feel like their age, or maybe some part of their life not going well. And he's overcome a lot to be able to make it inside the insurance industry. So this is going to be really helpful for you. So if this is going to relate to you, I want you to stay tuned.
Akey, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank
you, Bahi, for asking me to join in. I really appreciate it, because you've become a rising star in this business.
I try. It's so, I love helping people, but ultimately I also like the tug of war that we have with the big guys, the giants. I like to think of myself as Robin Hood. I take from the rich and I give to the poor. And so that's what our business is about, right?
Yeah.
So tell my audience ranges from ages 18 to 65. So you live in Jersey now, right?
Yes.
New Jersey. Okay, you said that you're 71 years old. Tell us, how did you get into insurance? Like, how did you get into this industry?
I was working in the warehouse industry, but I was no longer interested in that. And I came home one day, there was a flyer on my front porch talking about becoming a public insurance adjuster, and it was good money. And I usually throw that stuff away, but for some strange reason, which I know now why I didn't throw it away. I put it on my desk and left it there until one day I decided, let me give it a call and see what's going on with this. And I called and I said, okay, it sounds interesting. It's good money. And I would like to just try this and see, because at the time I was leaving the warehouse industry, got that fixed where I could get out of that and just not do that anymore. That was hard work. I don't like hard work, but I was making good money. So I went ahead and I applied, and I found out they had to have a background check. And see, and all this we're gonna get ahead of this because of this background check. Now, when I got saved, I tried to get my physical life changed too. So I went to a top lawyer to get my record expunged. I couldn't get it expunged because there was too much stuff in there.
Okay.
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 Yeah, I was not always a preacher. I was in the streets. I love the streets. I enjoyed what I did out there. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to nobody, you know that. When I was in the streets, I was in the streets, 100%. That was my lifestyle. Me and all my friends, we were street people. But we all came up in the church as we was kids. But after we got old enough, we rebelled. and so they couldn't expunge my background because of so many things in it. So I had to deal with that. And then the first thing that happened was after I was in church, I wanted to do prison ministry. Because again, like you, I like helping people. I'm the oldest of 9. So I was always teaching, always helping, always doing for people, fighting for my brothers and sisters and all that. So now I needed a background check. I'm like, I'm not sure how this is gonna work because I couldn't get it expunged. If I could have got it expunged, it would have been no problem. So they went and it went through. Shocked me. I said, okay, God, I got it. So I started doing juvenile justice system background in Jamesburg, which is in New Jersey. And I did that for about 12 years. As time went on, and later on, I got into the public adjuster. That happened first. So here comes the background check again, which is why I went there. I said, oh man, here we go again. So, and because of my I had a background, because when they make you do a background check, they make you go get the whole list of everything you ever did wrong, what year and all this stuff. You have to turn all that in. And so I did all that. And because of it, your license take longer. And because it took longer, I was able to go from claim rep to senior claim rep at the same time. Because I had everything. I just had to wait on them to process me through the system. So finally, when it went down, I ended up talking to the guy that was the head of the banking and insurance. He called me, talked to me. And he said, when the last time you had, been in anything? And it had been like 18 years. And he said, what? He said, man, I'm gonna get your license right now. So he gave my license right then. And I was already a senior claim rep when I got started. So it was all right. And because of that, everybody that knew me knew my story. If they had some, because a lot of people would come in and want to do the business, but because they had problems with their background, they would call me or have them call me and we would talk. And I let them know, hey, listen, it can be done. The only 2 things that on your background check that you might prevent you from doing this business, 3 things. One is you haven't been away from it long enough. Rape, that's another one. And if you had to do anything with stealing money, like, embezzlement and all that kind of stuff, those will, but other than that, you can get it done.
People do ask all the time, hey, I just got in trouble. I was in a fight, so they're accusing me of assault. Or I had a guy from New York. He waited, took longer, just like you said, took like 6 months or so, maybe even 7 months before he was actually able to actually get that license. He just had to, get some letters written, I guess to represent the character he is or who he is. That was required by the courts. He worked with his lawyer a lot to be able to get that license put through, but eventually it did go through. And like him, he did not stop pursuing training. He did not stop pursuing writing claims. We helped his grandmother on his first claim. He actually also helped his family, his cousin, his brother, also get into the industry too. So he didn't stop moving, although he had this issue that he had to hold on, and he didn't give up faith. I told him, listen, I don't know, because people ask, well, is it going to go through? Just like, you say, well, let's see about it. I don't know, right? We can't tell it. Only the courts can decide what goes through, or only the government at B can decide what goes through and what can't go through. But my mission is for people who want to try, who want to get the license, try it. It could come back and surprise you. I think I had somebody else also have that same thing, and they didn't want to try it. I said, listen, there's no way to know until you try. We could speculate all day. We could say if, ands, or buts, and we could do a lot of speculating. But until you actually submit the documents or start working on getting it pursued or start working on getting that license, then you'll just never know. So I'm definitely happy that you went into that.
We as people cannot let our fear overcome us. And when you don't want to pursue it, all that is fear. Because the simple matter, and I tell you, you got a choice. You could stay where you are the rest of your life, or you could I mean, really, how much can it cost you to go into this and try it, where you can have your license, where you could take it anywhere for the rest of your life, or you let your fear rule you and you be subject to that for the rest of your life? The decision is yours. You made a couple of wrong decisions in the past. How about making a right decision for a change? So
that's right. I love that. That's a great way. And what do you like about being in this business? What do you like about being because you're a regional manager at this point, or an EVP?
A regional manager.
So what do you? Okay, regional manager. What do you like about being in insurance and helping work claims?
When I go to people who got no recourse, because remember, I'm a preacher, so a lot of people I deal with are in a place where they feel like they got no choice, they got no help. So when I can help you in that situation, that's my greatest joy. So if I go to somebody, to give you, for instance, a lady a while back, she loved her insurance company because she had filed a claim with them. She had been with them at this point, she had been with them 22 years. The first claim she filed, they did she was in love with them. They're the greatest things since like she had a fire. They wanted to pay her $115,000, and they was $125,000. They was gonna depreciate $14,000, so she gonna get $111,000. And then she wanted to know what they gonna do about the siding, because it was all dingy. They said, we'll get somebody to power wash it. She knew something was wrong then. Then she called us and said, well, okay, this is what they're gonna give us. This is what they're doing, and this is what they said. And then we reopened the claim for her because she had no recourse. There was nothing she could do. And she found out we ended up getting her an extra $145,000 on that claim. And she found out that her insurance company that she had loved all them years was gonna really take her through the mill and wasn't gonna treat her right. And when I find people that, the insurance company denied a claim and they got a good claim and they got no recourse, got nowhere to go, and they've lost all hope. And then when I walk in and I could give them hope, that's the thing I'm talking about, give them hope. And then they say, can you help me? I can't guarantee anything, but according to your policy and what the law says, I should be able to help you.
And that's one of the beautiful parts that I like about the business as well, is that when people feel like, they're so surprised that they could have had help this whole time. And I have homeowners who do the letter writing and who try to get loans or they just say, all right, forget it. I'll just live with it. And it's really nice. I had one homeowner, she actually called the insurance company and she's talking to somebody in customer service and just saying, I have an advocate. I got an advocate. I just wanted y'all to know I have an advocate to help me. And so I'm like, and I'm filling out the paperwork, but she's going, I'm like, she felt like she just needed to let them know, like, hey, I'm no longer alone in this fight, even though, I was before, and you guys, gave me what you gave me, which was like $250 for a water heater leak, and we were able to get her substantially a lot more for her claim to be able to get all of her damages taken care of. And then me personally, I end up dealing with a lot of women too, who may feel like, they have other things going on. I guess a lot of people have other things going on too. But I know that we talked about being a female or women working in this industry. Can you enlighten us? And I think maybe people hearing it from you, being a pastor and being of your age too, you've seen a lot. Would you consider this a great career for women?
She keep talking about my age. I am 71 years young.
Well, you've seen some things though, right?
Yeah. I got you. I'm just messing with you. One thing for sure, women make more money in this business than men do. And the main reason for that is women are compassionate. Men aren't. Like when we go to a home and the women will be talking, ooh, look at the cutie baby and all this. And the wives love that. And the men, we're sitting there like, what? Give me a break. I'm here to write this claim. Let's keep it moving. So, and the compassionate part, especially if it's a really major compassion, will help get the claim written and whatnot. That's why next to women, husband and wife team makes the more money in this business, because now you could, both sides are operating together. But it's that compassionate component that you guys have that we don't, that makes you more successful, because we can manufacture it, but it's just really not our first line of instincts to do. I'm here to do this. That's what I'm here for. We are hunters, I'm here to do this and get this done. Whereas, oh, look at the little cute puppy, and we like, you're kidding me, right? But the other women, they love that and they go for that and everything. So it's an amazing thing that see how it works, and it makes a difference when people realize how much you care, because they don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. That's why when I go into people's homes, if they got a lot of pictures on the wall, I ask them about their pictures, because their friends don't want to know about it no more. But now they got somebody interested in what they're interested in, they'll talk forever. I can just shut up once I ask about it, and they can tell me everything from there.
Right. Yeah, I just had a homeowner. I was in the house and they had all the cruise photos up. A good 30 cruise photos. And once I started talking about the cruises, he was telling me, all right, this is take Carnival, stay in this type of room. When you get to the land, you get 8 hours, you could do the excursions, and he just kept going on throughout my entire inspection of his home about what trips that he's taken, and got into travel and all types of things that he likes to do. I definitely agree with you that when you start to let people know just that you find a way to connect with people, and that you show interest in them. That I would also have a good number of people who would like to transition into this career. What would your recommendation be for people who are currently working, but they want to transition into the career without having to quit their job?
I tell all my people, especially, if you got a full-time job, part-time. And the best way to do this part-time is you tell me what it is, how much you want to make part-time. Now I could kind of figure out what kind of schedule you need to be on to get you where you want to go. Not where I want to go, but where you want to go. So if you want to make an extra $1,000 a month, you could almost do a 1 claim a month and get there, or 2 claims a month, guarantee you getting $1,000 a month. That's all you want. So that's all you got to do. And like you said, the one person did in New York that finally helped his mom with a situation they had. Well, listen, not only is mom going to help you, but now that you don't make some money, she gonna tell all you got, and I keep telling people, all you got to do is help a couple of people. They will tell everybody about you. You can almost sit back and relax after that, almost now, because they're going to tell everybody, because you did something for me I couldn't do for myself. So if you just help a couple of people, and I teach this in all my quick start classes, you get paid in direct proportion to the size of the problem that you solve.
Oh,
right?
Oh, that's nice. I like how you put that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I was just listening to Earl Nightingale, who was saying that what you put into the world is with the reward that you get.
Right.
So the more that you help other people out, the more rewards you actually get.
And it is rewarding when people can call you back and say, I thank you ever so much, especially when they be calling you and telling you, hey, you know what? If it had not been for you, and they telling you, say, well, how did you get my number? So-and-so told me to call you because you helped them out. And you realize, oh, yeah, okay. And if, like I said, if it's a small problem, people only grateful in a smaller sense. But if it's a major problem, they have a major gratitude for what you did. And you're going to get paid in direct proportion to that. Not like a fire always pays off. And then they're going to tell everybody, because that was such a relief to be able to get through that process without, like you said, but they ain't got to fight with the insurance company. They ain't got to write all the letters. They ain't got to make all the telephone calls. We do that for them. Right. And they could just go on about their business.
Right. Yeah, I have someone that's studying for the bar so she could become a lawyer right now. So, I mean, she's like, I'm very capable in handling this, but she just doesn't have the capacity. She's trying to spend 12 hours a day in her books, so because she has goals and missions. And I try to tell people, that's what, you hired me. Let me do the work. don't, I'm only going to ask you to do something if I can't go get it myself. Some of your utility bills or things like that where only you have access to those. Other than that, I'm trying to do everything I can so you don't even have to think about it. And then next time something happens, you call me. And I have found that homeowners do call me because they gain like, oh man, Abahi here, just tell me what to do, tell me what you need. And everything goes really smooth that way. How would you say, since you're a regional manager, you have a team of people that work that help support the business and that you help train up. What are some things that you see that people do very well, and what are one or two things that you see that people could really improve on?
Following directions is what people, they do it well, and some people can really improve on following directions. Because, and you've seen it. People come in this business, all of a sudden they want to change the business. You ain't been here but a hot minute. Be here long enough to see what's going on.
Yes.
And through example, that's the real. You take them out, which we lost that during the pandemic. I mean, we could do it somewhat, but it was virtual. It wasn't the same as you sitting in the car, y'all riding together, talking and building that relationship, and they get a chance to see how you get there 15 minutes early, how you interact with the people, how you do that. That's a lot. And plus, we talked about this earlier. Tell a story and change the world. A lot of times, different stories you tell when you're sitting there with a client to let them know what you do and how successful you can be at it, because they are true stories. So, especially if they got a roof damage. You said, well, I had this client that had roof damage, and they went out on their own, and it was a mess. And by the time I got it straightened out. But if I could have got in there first, we could have saved a lot of time and effort. And they'd be like, whoa, just to give you a quick one. One of my downline, I was living in Trinidad at the time, so we used to ride together. We used to ride together. So we would stop by Wawa first. He got a chance to see firsthand. And me and Wawa, I didn't attack people or nothing, but like, say for instance, it was a storm the night before. I'd be in there and we standing in line, we got nothing to do. I said, hey, listen, you know what? Damn, was that some kind of storm last night? Man, I was so glad my roof didn't leak. I hope nobody you knew had a roof leak. So either they didn't or they did. If they say they did, we can carry the conversation further. If they didn't, I didn't lose anything. All I'm doing is standing in Wawa doing nothing. And he watched me do this. He found out, oh, okay, I can do that. I can anywhere. You could be in ShopRite, any supermarket, anywhere you stand in the lounge, just waiting, doing nothing. Just pick up a conversation, and you could get business from that. If you don't, what did you lose? You ain't doing nothing else. So,
as soon as you learn how this process of claims work, you should be telling everybody, because so little people know, and the more that they know, the better that you'll do in this business, because they're going to call you when they have something, or when a colleague, or when a family member, when a neighbor has something. So really just talking to people just like you would talk to people about a new movie that just came out, or a new TV show, or the NBA game last night. You're standing in line already. And they move as fast as they move. In 60 seconds, you can go a long way to building a relationship with someone. And a stranger, let's be honest, sometimes as a stranger, people share more with you than they would their own spouse sometimes. So there may be some damage that may be going on that people have been too shy to even try to find help for. So they're looking at you like, well, we don't know each other, so it's nothing up but here when you have some home damage. And so all if we can help each other, that's fantastic. And I do like the part that you mentioned too with the following directions, because I send out a lot of emails, and I'm like, and people read maybe halfway through, and then then they start asking questions or emailing back. I'm like, well, did you get the first email? What did it say? It said, let me check, let me see what it said. And then I'm like, okay, see, the steps are in there, but you do have to read, and it helps us help you. That way I don't have to spend 10 minutes with each one person. If you let me just send out that email, then we can all do one group meeting, which I hold group meetings for my team, so that way everybody might have a question that somebody might have a question that you didn't think of that's going to help you, or you might have a question that can help other people get the answer too. So I like to have that team environment, but it's definitely true. You don't necessarily need to rewrite the wheel, because this has been going on for a really long time. Even though I come in and people try to do commercials and other things, but really talking to people has still, I think, been the number one key to the success of the business.
One of the other great things I love about this business, because something you said earlier, when somebody's so busy, they can't go out write claims on their own and everything. But I tell some people, I say, look, that's not an issue. Once you get your license, if you got a claim somewhere and you can't get to it, I can handle it for you. And the sweet thing about our business is they got 2 places on the claim jacket, one for the primary, one for the other. And we can split everything 50-50. It ain't the money coming to me and I give you what I want you to have. The money gets split at the corporate level, taxes, everything. You get your end and I get my end. And all you did was give me the claim.
Absolutely.
Now, so if you're that busy, it doesn't matter. I'll handle it for you. So you can't lose. And when they really think about it, say, you know what? That makes sense. All I gotta do, just study and pass your test. The rest will fall in place. If you can sacrifice that amount of time for that test, pass your test and get your license, you could just, if claims come up, I'll take care of it. Then you can follow whatever you're doing until you start seeing the money rolling in. Then you'll say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start doing these on my own.
Absolutely. That's so true. And I do that for my team. I mean, there's times when I double book myself. This homeowner wanted to talk right now because they're going to be gone the next 5 days. And I'm like, hey, Ramiz, can you handle this policy review? Can you go look at this inspection? I'm here in Philly, so he's done like 2 inspections for me now. So it's definitely better to have this network that Metro has versus if you try to do it on your own.
Right.
Because then you don't have that support system. You don't have 10, 12, 15 people that you could reach out to. If I had a claim in New Jersey without a license, there's people that I can reach out to in Jersey and many other states that require that license for us to be able to write the paperwork up. But it's 100% true that team support, if you are busy, this is the best place to be, because you'll slowly transition into it, like many others have done over the course of time, just one claim at a time, one policy, educating the policyholder one person at a time, which that's, my favorite part is the education of the homeowners. I tell people, don't focus on if there's damage or not damage. Focus on educating other people. And then, of course, the licensing part, I can't do for you. If you do it, though, you'll get through it and you'll be a huge success. And I'll help you the rest of the way. I don't mind it, but you got to do that first initial part, get to claims rep, and then from there, I'll be able to help you out. So we're hitting the almost a quarter till. So I just want to just wrap that up and just see, any final words that you have for my audience. And also, too, if people wanted to reach out to you, whether it be for claims, and I'm sure being a pastor, people just wanted to get some help, maybe spiritually from you, would they be able to reach out to you? And if so, where?
Yeah, they can go to my YouTube channel. They can go to Reverend Akey Ahiem and Google it. It'll come up. Or they can go to mercercountypublicadjuster.com, and which has a lot of my stuff on it. Also, I want to say to them this. Ibahi and I, we know each other, but I wrote a claim in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, I couldn't really write it because I'm not licensed there yet, but I did call Bill. Bill set it up, and I looked up, Ibahi was on the claim, which further connected us together. And just to show you how our company works together. So it doesn't matter where the claim is. If you need to get that claim done, it can get done, because I did not know this person. My nephew was there visiting one of his college friends, and and I did a claim for him. So so he called me for him. That's how we got this set up, by word of mouth again. And then we end up doing that claim, and everything working out well for that. So it's going to keep us connected one way or the other.
Absolutely. And if you had not told your nephew, or if your nephew didn't know what to do, his friend would have been, in that same position, not knowing what to do. And he's definitely in the trying position with his insurer, asking for additional documentation and not paying anything just yet. So
Right.
that's where I come in to try to assist and make sure everything, the paperwork is filed, and really be in that liaison, and then also showing them how to pay the claim. That's essentially what I'm doing. So yeah, when I saw your name on there, I was like, oh, that's so cool, just because that was the first one that was on there, and Ramiz helped write that, which was fantastic. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's look at it. Went over there and definitely was like, all right, yeah, we could definitely assist. I don't know how much I'll be able to do. I'm not a magician, but I'm able to help as much as possible. So that's awesome. Yeah, it's beautiful. For if you all are watching this and you want to reach out to Akey, I'm going to make sure his contact for his website and then his YouTube channel is going to be down in the description. So take a look at that. And if you live in the Jersey area, reach out to him. And if you are wanting to transition also in this business and you want to find out more about how to become a claims rep, how to do this part-time, don't forget to reach out to him or leave a comment, and we'll be sure to get back to you. All right, everybody, we thank you. Go ahead. Any last words?
Yeah. And listen, if you anywhere in the Georgia area, you looking for a superstar to follow, a star to follow, that's her right there. Follow her. Follow that star. She'll take you to success.